She brushed her hand down my arm, coyness causing the corners of her lips to curl. The sparkle in her eyes I was familiar with, having seen it so often in another's. At this, owner of said pair of eyes caught mine from across the room, gaze then shifting to the crook of my elbow, the hand resting there, and the person attached to it. They looked completely identical, features delicate and sharp, beguiling smiles and mischievous eyes. Granted, I suppose, since they were siblings. For this exact reason, the smile opposite no longer mirrored the smile beside me, instead of playful, becoming slightly uneasy. I turned my polite, albeit slightly strained smile into one of reassurance and directed it at the worried glances resting on me, one on the other side of the parlor and the other a few feet on my left, at Mama. She sits by the window, looking wan and tired. Cigarette in hand, she takes a deep drag, almost as if she could taste the nicotine. Her fretful gaze eases somewhat as the hand leaves my elbow. She could not see that it was now holding my own. She looks dispirited, alone as usual, suffering through these events for my sake, so that I meet people, meet friends, meet that someone so that you don't end up a lonely hag like your mama. Her words, not mine. She says this, yet is under the impression each girl that I happen to strike a conversation with will eventually end up breaking my heart. I would like to tell her that there is no need for her misplaced anxiety, as I am careful not to misplace my affections. Because, even with the attractive girl beside, I am quite fond of someone already. That someone she just so happens to be very closely related to. With that, I scan through the crowd for the aforementioned object of my affection, who seems to have disappeared into the sea of partygoers. I stiffen as I scan through the throng of guests and notice a number of men leering at Mama. Yes, she's beautiful, but yes, she's also my mother, you bastards. Then again, my father was a bastard as well. One who could have sired another had his mistress not fallen tragically ill. Of course, this was years ago, but the sorrow was carved deep into my mother's bones. The sadness of loving someone who had been with another woman. Pity I'm named after him. Fortunately, that's where our similarities end. He was a womanizer, while I was her nesting, of the slightest frame and subtle build, with a single mother. Not to mention my being socially inept while those around me, especially the young girl by my side, all but exuded charm. As does her sibling. I lean in and tell her so, smelling her floral perfume almost like Mama's as I did. She laughs a bright, twinkling giggle, then proceeds to tell me that she finds my awkwardness rather endearing. Ha! The same exact thing he said. Speak of the devil, her brother appeared suddenly. I excuse myself from her company and head to where he stands off the side of the room. He treads his fingers through mine once near enough. His hand is rough and calloused, but I'd prefer them any day to the soft, smooth one of his sisters. I say this to him, and he responds by asking me if I was holding hands with his sister. I arch an eyebrow teasingly and inquire if he would be jealous if we were admittedly doing so. He deadpans that there's nothing to be envious of in having his sister's hand in prolonged contact with my slightly sweaty one, all the while tightening his grip on my fingers while I let out a peal of gay laughter.